How much does a casita cost in Arizona? Because this is the question everybody wants answered, a casita is a six-figure project. And before anybody panics, here's why. You are not buying a fancy shipping container that gets dropped in your backyard. You are building a complete living space. Foundation, framing, roofing, plumbing, electrical, HVAC, insulation, kitchen, bathrooms, permits, inspections, finishes, the whole deal. So if someone gives you a casita price without looking at your lot, your utilities, your layout, and what you actually want built, that's not an estimate. That's a guess with confidence. And here's where people get tricked. They see a low casita price online and think, oh, perfect, that's the number. No. That number might not include plans, permits, foundation, utilities, site work, inspections, finishes, or actually making the casita or ADU move-in ready. That's like asking how much dinner costs and only getting the price of the plate. Technically part of the process, but not really what you came for. When you compare prices, compare the full finished project, not a starting price. A lot of homeowners ask, Jake, what's the price per square foot? Fair question, but square footage by itself can lie to you. Two casitas can be 600 square feet and be completely different projects. One might be a simple studio with standard finishes and utilities close by. The other might have a full kitchen, a bigger bathroom, laundry, custom tile, upgraded electrical, and utilities running halfway across the yard. Same size, different angle. So yes, square footage matters, but scope matters more. Your backyard is part of the price. A flat, open lot with good access is one type of project. A yard with a pool, patio, block wall, existing concrete, tight side access, drainage issues, or a slope is a different type of project. That doesn't mean it can't be done. It means we have to price the real property, not the imaginary perfect backyard that only exists in estimating software. The casita has to be built and priced on your actual lot, and your actual lot has a very specific set of needs. Permits and plans are not optional extras. They're part of building a legal casita. The city needs to review where the casita sits, how it connects to utilities, how it's built, and whether it meets code. That means site planning, drawings, permit submittals, inspections, and final approval are part of the process. If a price ignores permitting, that's not the cost of building a legal casita. That's the cost of creating a future problem. So instead of asking, what's the cheapest casita I can build? Ask, what's the full cost to build the right casita for my property? Because cheap is not always cheap when you have to fix it later. The real number needs to include the lot, utilities, access, design, permits, finishes, and how the space is actually going to be used. Anything less than that is just a number floating around with no context. So how much does a casita cost in Arizona? A permitted casita is a six-figure project, and the final number depends on the property and the full scope of work. At Arizona Casita Builders, we start with your lot. We look at your property, utilities, access, goals, and budget, so you understand what your casita will realistically cost before you spend money on plans. Because the goal is not to give you the cheapest answer, the goal is to give you the real one. So feel free to give us a call at 602-932-7122 or visit our website at arizonacasitabuilders.com for more information.